I know you're all very thinking, bright, active people, but these questions I hear all the time from really bright, thinking, acting people. I would never be a victim of domestic violence. Somebody hit me, I'd be out of there. Really. So if I know it couldn't happen to me, what am I really thinking about the people it happens to? I hear all the time, you know, they must be able to leave. It's really about choice. We choose who we're going to stay with. So these questions that rattle around in our head come out when we talk to our friends or family members. So here's my first action point. If you belong to a church or a community organization or the Obama Club or a police precinct or anything, invite somebody to come and talk about these issues. Tonight I only had 10 minutes. I'm not giving you my DV spiel. That takes 45. Invite somebody to come and talk about domestic violence and sexual assault. Gain a deeper understanding of it. Gain a deeper understanding of the resources in your community. That would be action point number 1. If your children go to a school, convince a teacher to bring in somebody, a police officer, the district attorney's office, DOVE. Start to get people to think that this is actually an important issue to talk about and to learn about. I mean, we just heard from the district attorney's office, it's one of the crime stats that doesn't move, and it's happening the most in this neighborhood. It's a big issue. So that would be education is a huge, that would be an action point. I would challenge all of you in the next year, organize an educational forum on domestic violence and sexual assault. There you go. Action point number 1. Action point number 2. What do you do if a friend or a family member comes to you and lets you know that they feel unsafe in their relationship, or, you know, I'm having these problems and he's saying these things to me and last night and I'm so upset? What do you do? I'll tell you the first thing that you don't do. You gotta leave right now. You gotta leave. You're not gonna say that. Promise? Because you know why? Do you know when most women are killed? After they leave? Did you all say after they leave? After they leave. Most women are killed after they leave. We have this idea that it's safer to leave. And I think in the long run, if there's a lot of things in place, it's safer to leave. But what if she's not ready to leave right now? And your reaction is, leave right now. What if she feels a little bit ashamed of being in the relationship and she's not ready to leave and she thinks you want her to leave? Do you think she's going to talk to you about it again? Doubtful. And if she doesn't talk to you about it again, she's more isolated. Because you can actually be a voice in her head that isn't the abuser's voice, right? She has this bad voice. She has this voice that says she's worthless, she's not smart, she doesn't make good choices, nobody's gonna love her. She already has the bad voice. She doesn't need any more. So you're not gonna tell her to leave. So what are you gonna tell her? First, you're just gonna listen. And then you're gonna say, I believe you. And then you're gonna say it's not your fault, and you don't deserve to be treated like this, and you're not alone, and I will always be here for you, whether you leave or whether you stay. Easy. Not your fault, you don't deserve it, you're not to blame, you're not alone, and I will be here for you. There's 5 action points for you. Then you can end up by saying, is there anything I can do for you today? And then you're gonna know if she says, well, I'm wondering if I wanna talk to somebody. And you could say, we know there's this free program, because I forgot to mention that we're free. There's this free program at the hospital. It's confidential, it's free. I could give you that number. Or, and here's another important thing, you can call 311. 311 is amazing. It really is amazing. So you can call 311 and get connected to the Domestic Violence Hope Line. And that can connect somebody to resources all over the city.